Did that sound get your heart pounding a little? Maybe it did early this morning when it jolted you out of a dead sleep. Did you possibly have to sprint across the campus to get to your class in time, to find yourself panting and your heart racing by the time you made it there? While these possibly got your heart rate up, they are not enough to be considered regular physical activity. But for many of us, this is the extent of increasing our heart rate on any given day. In the article, The Invisible Benefits of Exercise, the researchers found that less than 1/3 of adults engaged in the amount of physical activity recommended for maintaining health. But in the book called Healing Through Exercise, Dr. Bleck states that exercise is absolutely necessary for the body to function normally. So, as a group fitness instructor and someone who has experienced all the benefits of regular exercise, I am proposing today that we significantly improve our lives by committing to increase our regular physical activity, improving our overall health and well-being, and reducing our risk of getting chronic diseases. First, we'll consider the 3 most prominent diseases we are facing, and then we will look at how exercise might improve our health and help us to avoid these diseases. Finally, we can discuss ways that we can enjoy exercise and make it a regular part of our daily lives. It is no secret that large numbers of Americans are suffering from obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. But do we really realize the magnitude of it? According to the CDC, 35.7% of Americans are obese, with Arizona having a 24.3% obesity rate. So what might qualify it as being obese? The CDC defines obesity as ranges of weight that significantly increase the likelihood of having health problems, determined by your body mass index. A formula is used to calculate a height to weight ratio to give you your body mass index number. I don't think that we are completely aware of the visual reality of this. I recently had to calculate my own BMI for a class and was very surprised to find where I stand. Here, as I stand in front of you today, I fall in the obese category. I know that for me, this has changed my reality. I now realize that what I might have visually believed as obese and in the danger zone is actually a lot greater than the reality. I am standing here in the danger zone of every chronic disease we will talk about today, and the stakes are high for me. I am a wife and a mother of 5 children. There are a lot of people counting on me to live a long life. So what other problems should we be aware of? 1 in 10 of us are suffering from type 2 diabetes, a condition that causes the cells in the body to no longer recognize insulin, the hormone that lets glucose into the cell to be used or stored as energy. This disease can lead to a loss of circulation, vision problems, and even kidney failure. America is also suffering from cardiovascular disease, with problems ranging from high blood pressure to clogged arteries to an overworked heart that is failing. According to the CDC, cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, equal to 2,200 deaths per year. Will I be one of those deaths in the not-so-distant future? Maybe one of you. With numbers that large, it is sure to be at least a few of us. Have you ever stopped to think what your life would be like with any one of these diseases? Everyone close your eyes. Let's take a minute and imagine. Right now, you are standing at the bottom of 2 flights of stairs that will take you to your seat to watch the Diamondbacks. You pause to gather some extra energy because you know it will be a struggle, and by the time you make it to the top, you will be out of breath, your chest will be aching, and your legs will be screaming. Picture yourself pricking your finger to check your blood sugar and then giving yourself an insulin shot. Think about the last most delicious meal you had and maybe your favorite snack. And now imagine it without any salt because you are really struggling to bring down your high blood pressure. Is this the future you want to see for yourself? So, the question I want to answer today is, what can you and I do right now, today, in our busy, crazy lives that is going to save us from this future? How can we get the best chance at a healthy, happy, and long life? My search begins. Through an extensive amount of study and research, I stand before you today and tell you that every single piece of literature that I read, and everything I researched in regards to these chronic diseases and overall health mentioned exercise as a key element. I would say that is a pretty clear and unanimous belief. I would even go so far as to say that it is coming close to the general knowledge of the law of gravity. But the general perception among the major health organizations is that most individuals of all ages are well below the activity and fitness levels needed for optimal protection against chronic diseases. The CDC recommends 2 hours and 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise every week to reduce your risk of chronic disease. So, let's consider what exercise is doing to improve our health. While fitness is most commonly known as a mode for weight loss, which is essentially a cure for obesity, there are many more far greater benefits, like increasing flexibility and circulation, increasing strength and endurance. It cuts down on belly fat that contributes to diabetes and cardiovascular disease, as well as significantly improving self-image. For the diabetic, regular exercise decreases insulin resistance and balances blood glucose levels. Exercise is a great defense against heart disease. It lowers blood pressure, decreases heart rate, lowers cholesterol, and the most important thing to remember about the heart is that it is a muscle that can only be strengthened and become more efficient through regular exercise. A lot of this is stuff that you may already know or have heard before, but as I did my research, this is what I found that really convinced me that exercise is the answer. According to Dr. Bleck, exercise can make health-promoting cells grow in diseased tissue and literally turn a disease around. Now that is powerful. But of course that's not all. The majority of us are probably not at the point where we are treating the diseases but we are trying to avoid them. In every way that exercise improves the disease, it does the same things to your body to prevent those diseases, but the benefits do not end there. 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week will defend against bad moods and depression just as good as a mood enhancer taken every day. Exercise will make you feel happier and more relaxed. Fitness training improves neural efficiency and performance. That means better grades, people. We need this. Who here is tired all the time? Through exercise, you can fall asleep faster and have a deeper sleep. The most commonly known benefit, and yet the weight of it is very overlooked, is that exercise creates stronger muscles and more endurance. There was a time in my life when I was at a very good level of physical fitness, and oftentimes there were activities that I was able to do that I found myself proud and excited about, including being able to hike to the very bottom of the Grand Canyon and back out in one day and enjoying every minute of it. But as time has gone on and things have gotten in the way, my physical fitness level has dropped considerably, and I find that this is not always the case anymore. Through exercise, I know that we can have the strength and the endurance that we need to do any activity that we might enjoy. And yet, facing something that might be too challenging can be embarrassing and devastating. Along with improving our muscles and our endurance, we're able to improve our appearance, our confidence, and our self-esteem. So do you suffer from sitting disease? Sitting in your car, at your desk, in front of the television? Why aren't we moving? My biggest excuse is that I am so busy and everything I do keeps me in my chair. Studying, working, holding my baby, doing homework with my kids, playing taxi driver. The list just goes on and on. The problem is, the list keeping me moving is way too short. And where does that leave me? Heavier than I've ever been, turning down opportunities to hike Havasupai because I don't think I will make it, avoiding things that I might enjoy for fear of being the one to hold everyone back. Do some of these things sound familiar to you? Maybe for you, it's the time or the stress. Maybe you just hate exercising and dread it so much you never get around to it. Every reason not to exercise can easily be turned around to be the biggest reason why we should exercise. So again, maybe we need to rethink things. Maybe our idea of exercise is regular trips to the gym, endless hours on the treadmill, convincing ourselves to just do that last set of reps so we can call it a day. This is not all there is. We can create a different vision. Maybe for you, it is a fun game of basketball with friends. Maybe you can take a hike up a local mountain and enjoy the beautiful weather. Swimming laps can help to mentally download and relieve stress. You can take a bike ride with your kids. Go rock climbing with your partner. The list is endless. Anything you do that you enjoy, that gets your heart rate up and makes you sweat, will give you all the benefits of regular physical activity. Think about it not just as that dreaded to-do on your list, but a way to have time for you in your busy life. It's a way to socialize and spend time with people you care about. A time to get a break from everything else that will make you feel better. Give yourself that major, tangible accomplishment. I recently had to make a goal to improve my health for a class assignment. That same class that made me measure myself, I might add. At first, I felt very resistant and rebellious. Who is this teacher? Does she have any idea how hard I am working and how busy I am? My goal right now is to get good grades. My health can wait until another day. Well, my primary goal of good grades did win out, and I found myself trying to figure out what my goal should be. Well, I knew that the amount of physical activity I was getting was what I wanted to improve, but how? And then I had what I consider to be a whole new idea. Multitask my working out the way I multitask everything else. I can bike ride with my kids after school, and I can take my baby for brisk walks in his new little ride-on roadster. What a new idea for me. I can be spending time with my kids, setting a good example for exercise, as well as getting the exercise I need to improve myself. You have to realize, I was a group fitness instructor for many years before school got the better of me. I just could not figure out how I was going to get myself to the gym every day, not to mention paying for it. So this idea of looking at exercise in a whole new way really opened up opportunities for me. So the reality is we have to make the decision to become physically active and make it happen. The desire is only the beginning. Choose one activity you enjoy and wish you could do more and commit to do it 3 times a week. Start small and then add more. You know yourself, so set yourself up for success. Have one of those self-reflecting moments and decide what will work best for you. Are you someone who will do anything for someone else? Find someone in your life who really needs to exercise and do it with them to keep them motivated. Are you someone who needs rewards? Give yourself a trip to the spa or a new game for keeping your goal for a month. Be accountable to someone. Put it on your calendar. Or maybe you are like me and you need to feel like there are multiple benefits to make it worth your time. I assure you, regular exercise will change your life, and you will never regret the time you invest on your health and well-being. Have we awakened a new resolve to better ourselves today?